What will you do differently in the year to come? What are your goals and how are you assessing the year ending now? I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Center, and I want you to go through these 10 questions, this 10-step assessment to help you take your sales to the next level. Regardless of the year just passed, regardless of how good or bad it was, there are still significant improvements you can make. More importantly, the sooner you make them, the better the results are going to be. Now, there are 10 things I'm going to walk you through. I want you to hit subscribe because I want you to subscribe to all the videos I put out. And also jump down to the description because in the description, there is an ebook I want you to go ahead and download. Hey, now these 10 things, what do they really center around? Well, the first one's kind of an easy one. I want you to think about your time. I want you to think about your time and what is it that you can do differently. Now, here's the whole thing. I'm efficient. I'm efficient. Yes, you are efficient. You would not have achieved the results if you weren't. But here's the whole thing. If you could just cut something out, 20 minutes a day. Now, I'm not asking you to work longer. I'm not asking you to work longer. I'm asking you to work smarter. What are the couple of activities that you could stop doing? Maybe there's a report that you're looking at too often. Maybe there's websites you're looking at too often. But if you just picked up 20 minutes a day, now think about that. Maybe 15 minutes a day. Maybe just, hey, a few minutes a day. You'd easily pick up an hour a week. And you pick up an hour a week, that translates to over one additional week of selling time in the course of a year. Very simple to do. Now, let's jump into some meat ones. Who are the 5 customers I know I have not maximized in the way I help them? Now, whoa, hold on. You say, I maximize all my customers. I know. No, you don't. Let me tell you something you don't. Here's the whole thing. We all like to think that we do, but there's still more opportunities if we get in deep enough to understand what are their real needs. How do we really help them? I'd venture to say if you were to take 5 key customers, maybe they represent 25, 30% of your business. And if you were to just help them by 10%, in other words, you just sell to them 10% more, think about that. That's going to have an upside to your top line sales of another 3, 4% without getting any more customers. Now think about that. That's easy. Who are the 5 customers I want you to get focused and get serious with and say, how do I figure out what's more to sell? Now, what's the number 3? What's the one product or service that I do not understand as well as I could or should? Now, hold on. I'm not talking about product knowledge. I'm talking about customer application. See, what I find is the majority of salespeople have a few products or a few services in their portfolio that they focus their business on. But what I want to do is I want you to find what's the one product or service that if you really focused in on it, you could bring additional value to your customers. And by bringing additional value to your customers, you're going to help yourself. Now think about this. This could easily be another 5 or 10% growth that you could have without really adding any more customers to your customer base. Number 4, who are the 5 customers I need to spend less time with? Hold it. What did I say? Yeah, spend less time with. See, there are customers that suck a lot of time out of you. There's customers that suck a lot. Now, they may be big customers, and you don't want to be the one that loses them, so you're going to focus in on them. But you know what? I bet you're still spending too much time on them. Who are other people that you can get in your company to help pick up some of the slack? You see, what I want you to do is I want you to focus your time and your effort wisely. And I'd venture to say that there are 5 customers that you could easily dial back with. And maybe you spend 50% of your time with these 5 customers. Well, if you just dialed it back by, again, 15 minutes a day, that's over an hour a week. That's another week of selling time you're going to pick up. Now, they may not be, half your time. They may only be 10% of your time. But still, there's additional time you're going to be able to pick up because it's so easy for us to overinvest our time in existing customers that really bring us no additional value. Now, number 5, what is it that I need to upsell more on every order? Now, what do you mean? Hold it. Yeah, here's the whole thing. We all like to think that we maximize opportunities. Now, I'm all about the fast sale. I get that. But here's the whole thing. If we get the fast sale, how quickly are we coming back to getting the next sale? Now, if you're selling a consumable, this is very important because I got to get that consumable in because every month that goes by without that consumable in is business lost. It's revenue that will never be achieved. And more importantly, it's benefit for the customer that will never be attained because you did not have the privilege to be able to help them. Number 6, who are the subject matter experts I need to spend more time with. This is key. I want you to build a list. Who are the subject matter experts inside your company, outside your company, in the industry, outside your industry? Who are the people that you need to really get focused in? See, your customers buy knowledge from you. And I want you to be investing your time this next year in really learning. And because the best way to learn is by learning from others. And what does it do? It also creates a bigger network for you. Now, what this means is there are probably going to be people that you have to exit from. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But I want you to up your game. And this is what's interesting. As you up your game and you invest your time learning from smarter people and subject matter experts and so forth, it is amazing how it will elevate how you sell. It'll elevate how you present yourself. It's amazing the new opportunities you will create for yourself by upping the game. Now, number 7, how frequently am I assessing the job I'm doing? Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, now here's the whole thing. It is so easy for us to assess at the end of the quarter. Now, let me assess my quarter, or we assess a sales call after it bombed. No, I want you to set up regular time. This is one of those 20-minute blocks. Remember that you saved from number 1? I want you to invest one of those 20-minute blocks every week to assess your week. Because here's the whole thing. The faster you assess to make improvements, and now assessing is not a negative thing. Assessing is a positive thing because you're focusing in on the positives. You're saying, how do I make them even better? How do I leverage them? It is amazing how much I will improve myself. Now think about this. This is in sporting events. You see this all the time. There's a reason why there's 4 quarters in a game or 2 halves or 3 periods, whatever it might be. But it's an opportunity for the coaches and the players to assess, see, and I want you to be doing this frequently. I want you to be doing this regularly. Number 8, bring your boss to work day. What? Yeah, this is bring your boss to work with you. Here's the whole thing. Now, you may say, hey, Mark, I can't bring my boss to work because my boss is in another city and I work here and it's all on telephone anyway. Fine. Set up a Zoom call with your boss and you with a customer. See, here's what's very interesting. Your boss is going to hear things that you're not going to hear. Your boss is going to see things that you're not going to see. And your boss will be able to ask questions that maybe you hadn't thought of, or more importantly, they'll be able to ask questions and they'll get a different answer. You see, I love doing this, especially early in the year. It's amazing. Now, not only with your boss, but who are others in your company? Maybe it's some of those subject matter experts I want you to pick up. But it's amazing. By getting them working with you, again, it is amazing how it's going to up your game, and your customers are going to be impressed because they're going to say, wow, you value me so much that you're bringing this person out. That's huge. That's key. Number 9, build your sales plan to not just achieve 100%, but achieve 120%. But wait, there's more. I want you to achieve it in 11 months. Here's the whole thing. I see too many people, what they do is they build out their sales plan, 12-month sales plan to get to 100%. And then something falls apart. And they miss their number. Well, why? I want you to build your plan to 120% or some number above 100 and do it in 11 months. Because what this does is it allows for wiggles and shakes. It allows for wiggles and shakes both in the calendar and it allows for wiggles and shakes with customers. You see, here's what I find. Average people set their goals to just achieve goals. Great people set their goals to go past. And see, here's the whole thing. If I set my goal at 120%, I'm going to have far more likelihood of going past 100%. If I set it to achieve it in 11 months, guess what? I'm probably going to go past it. Yeah, I love that approach. And number 10, I want you to build your moonshot goal. Now, what's a moonshot goal? Think about it. Back in the 60s, the United States went to the moon, which was considered a very risky proposition. That was a moonshot. I talk about it in my new book, A Mind for Sales. That was a moonshot. And I want you to stop and ask yourself, what's the moonshot that you can do? Now, here's the whole thing. Your moonshot, just like, landing on the moon was not something done in a year. It was done in a decade. I want you to think of what's your moonshot, and it may be your decade moonshot. Now, here's the whole thing. You say, Mark, I don't have, no, you do have time, because here's the whole thing. Each year as you move through, it's amazing the success you're going to have is going to move you closer to your moonshot. You see, too many people go through life never achieving greatness because they were never willing to push themselves beyond. If you want to think big, you have to act. Oh, hold. What's big? What are we talking about? Yeah, that's what your moonshot is. You see, big results only come from people who act big, And they acted big because they thought big, because they dreamed big. And I want you to set yourself up on that process right now. You see, these are 10 things that I want you to do that's really going to help you achieve and make next year all that it can be. Hey, I want you to hit subscribe. I want you to drop down below, grab that ebook. My name's Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. I know I've got my moonshot goal, and I've taken the time to go through all 10 of these. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.